call, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. PSR is excited to present to you Last Call, featuring your boy, the pimp slap P.O.D., Mike M.
Pimpin' ain't easy, but it's fun like money. Got bookies on the run, now it's time to get money. Not your typical way to ball. It's last call like some convicts waiting on the next draw. You can feel the tension. Did I mention? Fools better pay attention, cause we getting paid like a pension. T's on the ones and twos, we not the ones that lose. Mike Money's killers might even make the evening news.
And now, let's get to the picks.
We be pumping! Buzz Force Radio, you know we be pumping!
What up? Welcome into Last Call here, May the 30th. It's Thursday. TGIT, it's the bridge to the weekend, you guys. I hope you're ready to go. We've got two monster playoff games happen tonight between the NBA. You got them Dallas Mavericks. We got them Minnesota Timberwolves. Then we got the New York Rangers fighting off there against them Florida Panthers. And oh yeah, by the way, there's some baseball in between. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a tight slate, but you know that means that we go out there and we get big cash. So going to be a great time here. You guys have come to the right spot if you're looking to get paid. Need you to hit that thumbs up button and show the support. Trying to get this thing growing, you guys. 3 things we ask you to do here when it comes to Last Call. You already know. Hit that thumbs up button. You should do that on every show you're a part of. Just good business out there. Bless the action. Hit that thumbs up button. Grab a pen and paper. You're going to want to write down the show plays here, not just from the panel, but everybody out there in this chat. It is the sharpest chat in the business. I stand on it. Tell me I'm wrong, and I'll tell you you're a liar. These guys come out firing gas every single night, giving you guys angles, trends, looks, everything you need to cook the books here, and we're all working together to do just that. So you're going to want to jot them plays down. Last but not least, get your plays out there in the chat. Let's see what you guys have spent the day cracking on here. We've come down to the wire. We're down to an hour before the first pitch. We got to get this cash in there. We got to see what you guys are on to get paid, and we're going to keep a brisk pace tonight. We got a live show over on my channel later here, 7:45 p.m. We got some action to get into between now and then. Let's do just that. In fact, let's start and see what our chat is rocking with here. We got our guy John Chow in the house. He says, I need Joe T to tell us how he knew Shota was going to get hit up last night. You know what's interesting, John? Not that I know the answer to that question either, but 2 things I've noticed. One, when you get that last-minute pitching change, I was talking to Daddy Cab about this earlier today. The last-minute pitching change, the team that does the pitching change, for whatever the reason, seems to go out there and have the advantage. You know, you think about these hitters, everyone's practicing and getting ready for these particular guys. Now, Kansas City ended up blowing that game today. We saw that. But nonetheless, the other side of this thing here is changing in the order, where you got a guy that's used to going like every 4 days. You add it, you put him on a 5th day spot there. You just get him out of their groove. And in this case here, Shota got the sit because they had the rain delay. So he got the rest on the arm, but it cost him the win. And shout out to Joe T. He was on them Brewers first 5 full game. It was no sweat. Maybe, as we talked about with Gausman, we're in the regression period with Shota. I think we're early to the Gausman regression party, but I think we might have gotten there. We might be day 1, game 1 of Shota. We talked about they don't understand his metrics and get the results that he's at, or his mechanics against his metrics, I guess, right? His results against his ability or capability. And maybe we're just beginning to see it now that there's some tape on it. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Shout out to Joe T cashing that up yesterday. And of course, he got his both teams to score in the first period. Joe T's running hot. And there he goes. Says, shit, I'm late. Cash the Brewers and the first period over and both teams yesterday. 4-0 on, my gosh, my guy, Joe T firing it for us there. Gave us a nice 4-0. Some great plus money spots along the way. David Wallace is in the house. And then Joe T says, oh, wait, NBA best bet is the Timberwolves first quarter for our guy, Joe T. First quarter -1.5 on them T-Wolves. Good luck to you, Joe T, tonight. Big night for you. I know we'll be seeing you later in the live stream. Kenny Woods in the house says, what's up, Mike M and gang? Justin McKelvey says, what's good? Old E says, what's up, D-Gens? And giving Justin McKelvey the shout out. So cute. It's like a bro hug there between old E and Justin McKelvey. Let's roll. Nanya says, gang, I didn't have shit for time to cap today. And I got to get these beauties transplanted. I'm all ears. Drop your plays so Mike can shout him out. You goddamn right, I'll shout him out for you guys, Nunya. Appreciate you, man. You know what? That's trust and respect there for my guy saying, hey, I got stuff to do, but I still want to tune in because he knows where the best action in the business is. It's right here with Pub Sports Radio and Last Call. Kogi Cam in the house says, what up, pimp and chat? Let's get this money. I'm going to hop on stream with y'all tonight. Let's go, my guy. It's going to be fun. Brandon, whoa. Let me take a step back on this one. Brando Beeb 76, Brandon. Woo. Good to see you, my guy. Wolves minus 4.5 all night. 62% of the public are on the Mavs. This is gonna back to Dallas. This is going back to Dallas. I got you. My guy Bo Jackson's in the house says, how about them Rays there? Good for you, Bo Jackson. And then Brandon says the Vegas Magnets will be turned on for the mini tonight. Glad to hear another fellow Magnet believer. They thought I was crazy when I was talking about that shit, Brandon. Then I showed them the patents that the NFL has with the magnets in those gloves, and all of a sudden the magnets and the patents in the footballs. Was I crazy? Was I the crazy one? Or is it just time to get woken up? Let's go, Brandon. Shout out to you. Oldie says, Anya, the girls greater than everything. Hell yeah. Earl Sports in the house. My guy Nick says, new show, who dis? Nick, you already know my guy. Let's get it done today. Winter Circle says, hey, yo, he's got the Rangers Mavs money line parlay. I like that a lot, actually, a whole lot. Some great plus money spots in there. My goodness, I would have to think about adding. Let me see if I can't find another. I'm going to write it down. I mean, it's so obvious. I love those spots. Let me write them down. I'm going to see if we can't find another big, juicy plus money spot to add in there. I think I got one. Winner Circle. Not that you need any more, but I think I got one more to make it a little try-banger out there. Oldie says, oh, shit. Kogi Cam's here. I knew I smelled some kush. What up, G? J-Stone9 says, off Stankoven's stick. Travesty not to give him the redirected goal off Nurse my ass. Kogi says, what's up, Oldie? You already know I'm burning some. Let's go, boys. Getting after it. Getting primed up for the big night tonight. It might be the last night of the of this season between the NBA and NHL having games on the same time and the same night. We'll see. This might be the last big night like that. You're not going to want to miss out on that live stream. J-Stone9 says, Rodriguez plus 1,400 anytime goal scorer in the first period. Love those period actions, man. This is where I talk about the creativity. You know, they come in here and give you an anytime goal scorer. No, it's his first period. And then you know the deal. I'm sure he's on the second period and the third period, maximizing that cash with that Rodriguez play. There's Marcus McCarthy says, the pimp, my guy. Let's get to it. Hopefully you on the same side as my capper. Panger Life's in the house. The stank blowing. And there's Beavis. I don't know who Beavis is. I think I know. What up, Pimp Smack? Thank you to Pimp, the chat, the troops, Raising Canes, and God bless your boy, Uncle Beavis. Nunya says, Earl, you wild out there. Let's go. Marcus McCarthy says, shout out the Oilers yesterday. Great game. Great, especially being on the Oilers. It was a great game. Sometimes you got to pay the juice. Sometimes you got to pay that minus 130 to get that cash. Although I guess we could have gone in regulation too. Nonetheless, Stephen Hairston's in the house says, I got on them Stros today, baby, and stayed off last night. I appreciate you helping me stay away from Houston last night, Mike. Working together, my guy. Cooking the books. We're all trying to do the same thing. Build our bankrolls. Kelsey's in the house says, smash the F and like for Mikey. Appreciate you, Kelsey. Thanks for coming in. Subhuman Gaucho's in the house. He says, evening all, and here we go. The Subhuman Hockey play of the day. No goal in the first 10 minutes of this NHL spot tonight. Stephen Hairston says, but I bet Houston plus 120, plus 110, and the alternate line minus 1.5. Yeah, I hammered Houston today. I hammered him. And I hammered the Nerfy. And how about this? Shout out to the old Mythbuster here. They took that Nerfy from a minus 135 down to even money on DraftKings. So you fucking know I hit it again. Let's go. Let's get that no-run first inning. Houston is one of actually, that series is one of the better no-run first inning spots. Despite Houston starting off the year with a 75% Yerfy rate, they've regressed to the Nerfy team. Justin McKelvey, Amsterdam, what else is let's go? Nunya says truth. Craig Cornell in the house says, hello, Mikey. Mike Conley, points, rebounds, assist, over. I like that. I like that sounds there. I've got I don't know, 3 or 4 props, and I think the numbers I think they're off on these numbers based on just simple math. So we'll see what happens there, but I'm excited to share those with you guys. And I've got another two in the NHL that, again, I think are off. We looked last night. We'll get to the recap in a few minutes here, but we talked about in Edmonton, who's out there running and gunning, scoring goals like crazy. And getting shots like crazy. Connor McDavid, a.k.a. McJesus. What did he do by the second period? He had 5 shots on goal. Easy plus money casher for the Connor McDavid shots on goal spot out there. Joe T says, John Chell, I might be homer with my Brewers, but Cubs are bad and showed it. It was definitely due to get hit. There's Fernando Mendoza in the house. He says, good afternoon, Mike and chat. Hopefully everyone cashed the Brewers and Twins. Let's keep cashing. Let's do just that. Oldie says, damn, Subhuman here too. Bookies on alert. You already know they're on alert here. They're trying to keep us down. They can't keep a good thing down, you guys. John Chell says, great call, Joe T. And there's Juggler 23, the fun stat of the day. Team's up 3-1. Having played game 1 on the road are 26-64 to win game 5. Sounds like a fade of Dallas based on the fun stat spot of the day. Gerald Jones says, pub and bam, best bet, Washington Nationals first 5 money line. First 5 plus 130 out there for our guy Gerald Jones. And there's Troy Torrance in the house. Says, Mike, do the right thing. Hopefully I got the right thing lined up, Troy. Hopefully we're looking at the right thing. We'll see. We'll see what quite a few baseball plays that I wanted to get into tonight. It's been a good baseball week. We're sitting there just around 20 units on the season in Major League Baseball. So it has been profitable. It has been fortunate, and it's been fun. And it's got to be fun. That's the most important thing behind it, right? I know if I'm miserable and I'm making money, I go work the 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Juggler 23 is in the house. Is WNBA wise guy play of the night. The Storm and the Fever under 168. And the record there for our guy Juggler 23, 7-5. He likes the under in that Fever game out there. Stephen Hairston says money bags. And Coin says, yo, Mike and chat, let's have it Thursday. Stephen Hairston says, do we back the Nats again tonight? I was thinking about backing Nas, Reed over points, Kyrie under points, and Cat over points out there. We'll be talking about that and then some. We get our guy Miggity Mac coming in here shortly to talk to us about how he's getting paid tonight. Looking forward to hearing some of his breakdowns across the board. Troy Torrance Oldie says, Troy Torrance, I see you, legend. We're kicking my ass, but I see your data. Appreciate your hard work, of course. Troy Torrance grinding and building that database for us. Joseph Alvarado's in the house says, what's up, players? Juggler 23 says the wise guy baseball group play of the night. There we go. The Tigers and the Red Sox under 7.5. Huge for our guy Juggler 23. Woo Rizza in the house. What up, Woo Rizza? Says, I caught the A's money line plus 340 when they were down 2-0. Couldn't finish it off. Shake my head. Yeah, I was on that A's too. I was disappointed to see what are you gonna do? Had some cash. I was able to get some plus money on the other side, so it worked out. But certainly don't like to give it back like that. Stephen Harrison says, leaning under in the NBA game and the Wolves -4. There's Sharon Pulliam in the house. What up, Sharon Pulliam? Nanya says, Troy, give him back without even trying. Nanya and Panger Life says, let's get to it. Let's do just that. I don't know what happened to my spreadsheet here, but let's do just that. Let's get to work here. We got a lot of work to do. You guys already know the deal. Might be a small slate, but doesn't mean we can't go out there and get paid. Speaking of getting paid, how did we do yesterday? Pretty good day. We lost to Shota to win spot there, but that's why we took him at plus 115. We talked about that first 5 -0.5 being -130 or -135. Punt on that thing. Yeah, we took the L, but that's okay. We double dipped KC. We got the first 5 in the full game. Toronto first 7 over 3.5 did not cash. What the hell happened here to this board here? Anyways, the Nationals won for us. We did not get the Albies RBI. So that was a spot where we took the plus 130 on the Nationals. We tried the Albies RBI at plus 185. He was there. He had some opportunities. He just couldn't pull the trigger. We still made up, still profit, scraped out profit in that game, but nothing to pay the bills with for sure. Then we lost that New York first 5 team total over 2.5. Wrong side of that one because the Angels got that job done. And I see that for whatever reason, I see that things got erased here. So let me see if I can't remember the rest of the board that we had last night. Let's see. Well, we had the Edmonton Oilers. We cashed the Edmonton spot there. We talked about the Connor McDavid shots on goal prop. And then WNBA, we swept. We had the 2-0 in the WNBA last night. The team total under for the Liberty, if I remember, was 93.5. That cashed easily for us. And then the under in that Atlanta game, I remember specifically saying, I think this game is way under the number. And I think it went under the number by like 20 points, if I'm not mistaken. I'd consider that to be way under. I don't know. I thought we had a pretty good beat on the action last night. It was a good day, all in all. Now we're going to stack it up and see if we can't brawl with these bookies and make it happen there. Shout out to all you guys coming in, rocking with us tonight. Gonna be fun. Got to get to work. Hit that thumbs up button is the work that we need you guys to do tonight. Show the support. Let them know where you're catching your last minute information before you go place your bets here. Help us build this community here. Coin says 200 runs in the first doomed Oakland and the under. Yeah, that was a bad spot. They came back and they went ahead. But I used my up 2 token on that one. And I was hoping. And then even when they got to extra innings and they had the runners on second and third, I was like, man, maybe they can scratch 2 here and I'll cash this thing and they still lose the game. But no, just me losing the game. It's all good. Troy Torrance says, what's good, Shane? And there's MMA Locker Room in the house. He says, I'll be live at the Yankee game screaming free Trump. All 34 counts, huh? Was it 34 or 35? All of them. Every single one of them. Make the rules as they go, MMA Locker Room. Troy Torrance says, top set. Got those unique SGPs. You got history on how do you do with those. Juggler 23 says, he says, MAGA. Hey, we get it. Beavis says, I met a lady friend. For once, the girl who is the manager at Raising Cane's, she's going to meet me for dinner tonight. Go get her a chicken finger, my guy, Beavis. And there's Lifetime Sports. Says, what's up, Mikey, my guy, my brother from another mother. Good to see you. Let's get into this here tonight, you guys. We talked about it already. We talked enough. The greeting is done. It's time to figure out how we're getting paid here. And where do you want to start? Let's start with Major League Baseball. Fuck it. Let's get to work here. Let's talk about this first game on the deck here. We've got kind of a smaller schedule here tonight as well. Man, these numbers are just this board. Bear with me here. Please hold. Okay, there we go. I got it figured out. And just in time to bring on Miggity Mac Daddy. What's up, D-Mac?
Mikey, what's going on? Man, let's get to it.
Living the life, my guy. You know, we're trying to get paid here tonight. We had a nice night last night. Shout out to them Edmonton Oilers.
Beautiful.
Let's move
Oilers.
On. Let's talk. What a beat down there. Connor McDavid, all of a sudden.
Your boy.
All of a sudden. Let's roll some. We're going to start with some baseball tonight here. We got a short slate, as usual here. Summer days are here. And that means we've only got 4 games to dive into, but that does not mean we're absent of opportunities to get cash here. We'll start off with 7:10 Eastern. We've got the Detroit Tigers, the Boston Red Sox, and cash pouring in on this Boston Red Sox team. It opened at -110. It's moved to -122. We got 75% of the bets and 90% of the cash on this Red Sox team, and it's moved. So you've got kind of correlated line movement and cash flow coming in. We look at the total, though, and we've got more or less a reverse situation now. Went from 8 down to 7s out there. 97% of the bets, 96% of the cash on this over. And it's Pavetta versus Flaherty. C-Mac, man. Oh, man. I'll tell you, C-Mac, one of the things that I've been tracking this year is when we see the full line or the full run movement on the total. I don't know if it's a head fake. I don't know what the deal is, but it's a fucking loser. The unders in this spot, it opened at 8. It's down to 7. Are we going to see a shit ton of runs here? Who's going to puke these runs up? Is it Pavetta with his 4.2 ERA and a 2.3 on the season? Is it Flaherty with his 3.84 and a 1.4 on the season? I don't know if you've subscribed to that rationale or thinking when it comes to these totals, but I've seen it every fucking time it happens. I say it, and it seems like it cashes every single time. What do you think about that?
There might be runs. I don't want anything in this game. The way I look at it, the 7 now has just got too low. It's basically their 7s. There's still 7.5s out there. But I can't back the Red Sox, but nothing's making me run to the Tigers either, because that's where I want to be, is on this Tiger team. lately it's been a little bit better for the Tigers. Even both these teams are middle of the pack against righties. You mentioned Pivetta just had his worst start. He had one other where he gave up 5, that last one he had, but he's been pretty good. Flaherty, the guy to me is like the consistent this year plug in 6 innings. He's almost 100 pitches. He gives you 7 Ks. It's been really good. So to me, in this game, it was the Tigers or nothing. And I leaned under, but I don't want anything to do with the total here. What do you got? You tell me. You love this game, it sounds like. You on the over?
I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to bet Detroit and the over in the parlay here. I'm fluttering around with this one because home favorites on the 7 are significant opportunities. I think it was 39-12 yesterday. I was telling the numbers out there. Unless it's the first game of the series. In the first game of the series,
what about the game that just happened, though? You just said that, but what about this Seattle game? They're losing. Houston. Home team with the 7.
Home team on a 7, right? Yeah, problem I think with that one though is were they going to sweep them? I mean, I guess you could.
Yeah, then there's the sweep. I mean, we could talk all day here, Mikey, on these. Yeah, but that's why we do.
Here's what I know. The Boston Red Sox, though, talking about this home favorite on the 7. If it's the start of a series, home favorite on a 7, the Boston Red Sox in the first game of a homestand are 1-14, 0-15 on the run line. First game of the series. Welcome back to Boston and Fenway. I know our guy Nasty Nate's going to say that they're going to smash here, but I got to take this plus money shot with Detroit. That's the way I've been getting paid here is when I see these opportunities. The thing I like most too is that we don't have the best number at FanDuel. That's always a big red flag for me as well. Imagine the process I have to go through to find a play I can actually play on, despite the number that there are out there. But FanDuel does not have the best number. I see a plus 105 for Detroit in the full game. I'm going to take it. I'm going to ride with that. Just for kicks, though, let me see what this Detroit in the over would look like. Just for kicks, C-Mac. Let's see here.
Take a look.
Go ahead.
Hit us with it. No.
We got 4-0 in that Astros game as well. Interesting spot there. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong game. Get on the right game, dickhead. Let's go here. Let's go.
Come on, Mikey. Come on.
Got to keep her moving. What a disruption. Plus 285. Okay. You had me at plus 2 something. Now we're at plus 285. I'm going to take the Detroit spot there at the plus 105. I'm going to add the Detroit. And let me just look at one last thing here. Detroit and over 7.
This lineup here, there's no Carpenter. Perez came 3 for you in that RBI last Thursday. Like Carpenter didn't. He came back right away, hit a homer. I played it too the next day because I did it, and he hit a homer in the next few. But he's not in the lineup. I still think it looks all right. The Tigers, the lone thing is the bats have been tough to trust. Yeah. First game of a series on the road. Hey, get it. Tigers are nothing.
I just got to stick. I'm going to stick with the full game. It's like I said, plus 105. I very well may end up circling back and pulling the trigger depending on what time we put the bow on the show here with this Detroit in the over. The only reason I would be taking the over, and I hear what you're saying, the apprehension I have is because of the lineup changes out there, but because it goes from the 8 to the 7, if you take those unders, you're losing every single time. That's there's no other, I can't even put my finger and give you an exact number on it. I can just tell you, to me, that would be the only reason I parlayed it with the over, but I'll take the plus 105. I'll start there. And let's move on because I do have a slide them out, open them up and smash them over the fucking head. It's the baby seal play of the day. Get the club out and start swinging at everything here. The Arizona Diamondbacks, New York Mets. Here we go. The Diamondbacks opened up minus 124. They've moved to minus 121. We've got correlated movement from a plus 106 to a plus 108 on the home dog in the New York Mets. 58% of the bets and 59% of the cash on them D-backs. And then we got the cash pouring in on this over as well. 7.5 is down to 7. 98% of the bets, 97% of the cash on this over. 7.5 to a 7. It's Gallon with a 3.12 ERA, 5-4 on the season versus Scott with a 3.97. 0-2 season for that young guy out there as well, C-Mac. I'll tell you what, I opened up. I'm letting her fly in this game. I get the situation, and bottom line for me, the Mets, when they're a dog, home dog, they haven't won a game all season. when they're a dog, it's for a reason, and I think that makes a ton of sense in this spot here. Furthermore, teams with a starter off and under in the first game of a series off a loss are 26-1 to the under if they got the same site the next spot as well. So in a situation where you've got the starter off and under in the first game of a series trying to bounce back, it's the bounce back starter spot, 26-1 to the under, suggesting that they do mow them down. So I took the Diamondbacks. I got a minus 120. I've got the Diamondbacks and the under 7.5 at plus 200. And then I took Gallon to record the win at plus 160. I went 3 wide in this game, C-Mac. You think the Mets have any chance in hell or no?
I don't know. I think there isn't a ton of runs, but I didn't have a bet on it. I want to hit this chat. JPZ, Coin, Parlay, Earl Sports. My man, what's going on? Beavis Rogers, picks from Beavis. My man, MMA Locker Room. No, this is not a new hat. Same hat. Just rocking it forward, not backward. Coin. My dude, Troy Torrance. Oh, yeah, what's going on? My guy, Troy. Top set. My dude, in a minute since I heard from you. Shout out to everyone in here. Tarek, what's going on? Sharon Pullman, as always. Coogie, my dude. To see you later. Nasty Nate, he loves the Red Sox, as you were talking about. Wine Time. Shout out to all you guys. Hit the like button. Joe T, my dude. Oh, yeah. Here we go, Christian Scott. I think this kid's going to be pretty good here. Like, it's just a tough with a Mets team that's losers. All they want to do is lose. Lose. There's just nothing there. They just blow games, too. I took their last win, was that the Giants 3 or 4 days ago? I haven't bet them in 2 or 3 weeks, and they won 4-3. That went to extras. They blew that game. Someone got a big hit, I forget, tied it up, but the Mets won 3 or 4 days ago. But Scott's a big righty. He's got very good command. He doesn't walk a ton of pitchers. The guy's got good stuff. So the D-backs, they finally got shut down versus the lefty. They've been so good against lefties all year. Against the Marlins the other night, they lost 3-0. But they're middle of the pack. They haven't been great against righties. Marte all of a sudden, ice cold. Guy was red hot. He hasn't had a hit in about 6 straight games. Jock Peterson, if you're looking for a prop, I'd go right to him. Christian Walker, as always, my dude there. I think if you look on the other side, JD Martinez, real quick on the props. I look to him. No Alonso. He's in the 4-hole here. He got a ribby yesterday. He's not tearing the baseball to cover off it, but his RBI, if there's going to be a big hit, I think it could be him tonight. Even guys like Nimmo, McNeil, these guys aren't hitting, Mike. They're just Lindor. These guys aren't hitting a lick. But if you're looking for a prop, JD Martinez, yeah.
Big difference in the bats of April Mets versus the bats of, post-Memorial Day Mets right now. They're just non-existent, to say the least, right there. But challenge I have with Christian Scott, the guy's allowed a home run in his last 3 games. I mean, you look at Gallon on the other side of things. I mean, we're not kind of operating within a silo here, but Gallon's got 4 straight quality starts as well. So to your point about them cold bats, it just kind of makes me like that under even more. I don't know. Do we see him flying?
Yeah, but everything's showing this, and even the public's getting this to Gallon on the road, and he's been better of late. I mean, just this year's ERA is 4-something. I forget, he had a couple bad starts, but the last few have been all right. He's still the better pitcher here. It's tough for me to trust, but this lineup, I mean, he could shut it down. I can see Gallon go 6 and give up 1 or 2 here, right, Mikey? That's why I think the under is in play. That's what I was looking at in this game. But I don't want either of these two teams. Like everything is saying to take the Mets here. No way I'm going to take them. So good luck.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. We see, on top of that, you mentioned it before, non-existent bats with Nimmo and the guys, but Pete Alonso with the hand injury out there as well. There's just it's just not a good situation right now for this Mets team. They're going to need, I think the month of June is going to be sell Mets City until you start getting some prices that just make you have to go the other direction. But it's going to be it. 3 wide for me here.
Well, D-backs on the road. Here, hit this with Wine Time. It's classic baseball here. Mets do or die win. Everything goes into all these situations. Gallon on the road. And the D-backs 25-30 haven't been great. Go to New York City. There's a lot of baseball today and games and stuff. I don't want anything to do with it. I kind of would want the Mets. I feel like I got a steal the other day with them blowing it, then winning that game, because they've lost the last 3 after that. So, yeah. Okay.
take them when you can and then be selective from there on, right? That kind of makes a lot of sense. I know I struggle with some of the Diamondbacks first game of series spots too, but we're opening up. Then we got this next game here at 7:20. NL East battle between the Nationals and the Braves. Atlanta, speaking of cold bats as well. Now, we got this thing where this line's been – everybody's pumping in on this Braves team. It went from minus 235 down to minus 190. We have 85% of the bets, and we have 77% of the cash on the Braves. Yet we've got 45 cents of movement against them. Then we look at the total, and it's creeping. It went from 8.5. We now starting to see some 9s. We have 88% of the bets and 88% of the cash on the over. It's Kerr Day down there in Atlanta with his 5.4 ERA. And then we got Williams for the Nats at 2.29 ERA, 4-0. What a spot we got here tonight. Obviously, we saw what happened last night, C-Mac, the big game there. The Nationals came out, ripped them open, and just never looked back. 7-2 smash and grab out there for the Nationals. Priced at a plus 126. This one's got a little more meat on the bone when it comes to taking the dog in this spot there. What do you think? Are they trying to beg you to take the Nats in a back-to-back spot, or do you think Williams has a nice little start behind him and keeps this thing rolling for this Nats team?
Maybe it is with this Braves team. I don't know. Nothing's right now. You know, Ronald Acuna went out, but there was problems before he went out. They've obviously had the injuries to the pitching staff. They just haven't been humming. This lineup hasn't been great. Ozuna's been good, but other guys haven't. Riley was out. He's back in. He hasn't done much all year. Olsen hasn't done really anything. And I agree with this. I had the Nats yesterday. I had that under, though. That was tough. Should have swept the board and 2 runs there by the Nats in the top of the 9th. Hurt. The Braves, it seems like a good bat for them to score some runs, but I don't trust. Yeah, all the love with them. The public all over it. This line's dropping. I took the Nats here. Trevor Williams, a guy I bet, and it's showing this year, like just to start. And what's worrisome a little is he could get hit a little bit. Some of these Braves hit him well at times, but the guy's been good, and he's been good on the road. I'm worried he could get cracked. But the value's too crazy for me here not to take the Nats first 5. I'm on him here, plus 150. I had to be on.
I like that move there.
Trevor Williams.
Yeah, I mean it's Wu Rizza though says it's a Williams letdown spot in his opinion, but can't back the Braves. I'm of that situation.
Yeah, I mean,
to me, it's
I just saying like it's possible. Yeah, but it's play on them. I think until it goes. He's just been consistently goes 4 or 5 innings, basically 5. Get him out of there. You don't want him to see the lineup the 3rd time. That's been a problem for him in his whole career. And like I meant, the last few years, I've been able to catch him in great spots into cash for me, and I got to take it here. Until the Braves get healthy and everything down the line, I just don't want them now until they get rolling again and healthy. And I think it's a spot I'll take the Nats.
Yeah, I jumped in with as far as the Nats are concerned, but I'm going to get a little more aggressive when it comes to the total as well. So I'm jumping in on this under 8.5 parlay option, and it's plus, let's see here, let me double check. This is one of those spots where I've made so much money with this because of the inconsistency. This is before the Ozuna spot there with the bats. Just smoking this, especially midweek. The unders and taking the big plus money spots out there. So plus 450 for the Nationals and the under 8.5 for me. Locked and loaded.
You don't want the 9? There's 9s everywhere.
I saw the 9, but it takes the juice. You think so? Let me see. It takes it from plus 450.
I would take it.
It makes it plus 385 to go to 9.
Yeah, that's on you. I mean, if you look yesterday, 7-2. Yeah, I lost it. I had the under 8.5, Mikey. I lost with the 2 runs in the 9th. I was and the Braves bullpen has been great all year. Can that continue? I don't know. They've been very, very good. All those games they were winning 4-1, 3-0, where the offense wasn't huge. Their bullpen's been great. But that's up to you. Hey, I'm never going to tell someone to take lesser juice, my dear. You
know what? I'm gonna take your recommendation there. I'm gonna take your recommendation with the 9. And here's the thought process why. If it ends up on a 9 and it's a push, then they'll still pay me at plus 165 for what the Nationals get paid.
Should still be all right?
Yeah, it would still be a nice plus money score without it. I guess I don't need to. What do they say? Pigs get fed and hogs get slaughtered. So I'm not trying to get slaughtered in this spot there. Peasy says the Nats are 0-4 on a Thursday this season. How about that there? Nathan Cerna says, like bet the Stros -2.5 hedged. Lost my Mariners ticket there. And Earl saying, Astros money, cashed it up. Let's go. Big spot there. Keep it rolling. C-Mac, I believe we got the last game on the card here. 9:38. Kind of sneaky with this speaking of pigs and hogs, sneaky, greedy MLB. We got a huge hockey game that starts at 8. We got a huge NBA game that starts at 8:45. And then here come them New York Yankees versus the LA Angels. 9:38 Eastern start. Cash pouring in on them Yankees. 87% of the bets and 95% of the cash. Really no movement. It's -176 down to -174, but the Angels went from +148 to +150. And then we look at the total. It's sitting at 8.5. No movement there either. 77% of the bets and 80% of the cash on the over. The easiest thing in the world, fade Sandoval, right? With his 5.6 ERA, 2-7 on the season. But it's Carlos Rodon on the other side of things here. Speaking of some regression candidates here, you know, I got Shota Imanama in my regression bucket. I've got Gausman. Kevin Gausman is going to be a candidate for regression. Carlos Rodon, I can't believe he's still sitting with a 2.95 and a 6.2. Put him in the regression bucket as well. Fuck this guy. What do you think about him in this game in the Yankees?
I think there could be regression with him. One thing that's been better for him that lately is he's not walking people. Like, that was his problem early on in the year. He can have long innings where he needs to get out of shit, but he's been good of late. Sandoval off his worst start of the year. He's had a rough year. Yankees, though, haven't been great, you know, going through all this stuff. I knew they hadn't been crazy. Middle of the pack, 242 against lefties. I think he could pitch better here. You know, we've had some unders. The Yankees had a bunch of hits in that first game. They only scored 3 runs and lost. And then the 2-1 win yesterday. I think go back to it. I'm going to take the under here, which is dangerous. I'm going to take the first 5 under 4.5 with these 2 pitchers. And I'm going to be on the Angels. 275 off lefties all year.
Yep.
And a few guys hit him. Adele has been great. I don't care for the guy, but, you know, he's hitting almost 280. I think he's got 5 or 6 homers. And I'll be on this guy, Taylor Ward. 2 for 5 and a homer off Rodon. Eats lefties. 349 this year, 303 last year. Play this guy against lefties. He hits them. His RBI tonight, what is it? Plus 210. I cashed on it 2 nights ago, you know, when he came up big in the 8th inning because I had the Angels team total. So, yeah, plus 210 on his RBI. I put a little on the homer, plus 550. So, I got action here, Mikey. I got action. I can't take the Angels full game. I cannot take them. They've been able to just hang in ball games a little bit this last month if you've been on them. So, you know, at plus 150, you know, 160 first 5. Forgot what I got. I'm on it.
Well, I'm with you as far as the Angels side and not the Yankees. I know a lot of people love them Yankees, but you just talked about it. I mean, you nailed it on the head. What the Angels, surprisingly, regardless of Mike Trout in the lineup or not, what they've been able to do in gobbling up lefties at 3.38 OBA, you know, just amazing. 326 BABIP out there. The strike rates, you know, one of the lower spots in the league against it. They just come out there and they dominate them, and that's to me where I kind of put the 2 pieces together. I think Rodon's the regression candidate. You know, we talk about these lefties and mashing them up there like a potato factory out there. I'm going to go with the Angels' first 5 over 1.5 runs. Opposite side of where I was yesterday, where I was on the Yankees' first 5 over 2.5. Now, it doesn't make me feel good to hear your first 5 under. I get it. I totally understand it, but I'm expecting this to be more of a Yankees bats kind of stay cold situation.
Could be.
Than anything. Just give me 2 runs with these Angels. 2 times through the order, Rodon gives me 2, and I'm going to Renfroe to get the RBI. Louis Renfroe out there is sitting at plus 205 for this guy. Not a ton of at-bat success, or I should say at-bat looks when it comes to, you know, Carlos Rodon. But 2 things I think he's got going for him. 1, I like when the switch hitters go out there because they can take advantage of a guy that's potentially off the mark and come up with a better opportunity. He is 1 for 1. He's got a home run and 2 ribbies against Carlos Rodon. So I don't like him being in the 6th spot, but he's priced like he's in the 6th spot there with the plus 205. I'll tell you what, if you parlay together Taylor Ward And Renfroe, I bet you can get yourself a meaty, both RBI and home run parlay props out there. But plus 205 for me with Renfroe. Why the hell not? Let's go.
I like Sandoval's had some good starts. Yeah. He's had good start against the Yankees. They're hitting only $154 off him. We know the Yankees, though. The problem, the long ball, they could go, So like to say Jeffrey Dahmer, what up, my man, juggler, MMA locker. I've been faded the Yankees. I had the Angels team total with some Ward RBI, and then yesterday I had the under. But today I am first 5 in that one and the under. Nathan Cerna, my dude, it's great to see you. George Wood up in here. Shout out to everyone in the green. Kelsey, saturated, my dude, up in here. Hell yeah. Dustin, what's going on? Shout out to all you guys. Appreciate it. Hit the like button. All right, Mikey.
Fucking smash that like button.
Smack it.
Crack it. Crack it like a baby seal with a stick in your hand. Let's go, C-Mac. We got 2 big games coming up here tonight. The Florida Panthers, the New York Rangers. Woo! We got ourselves a battle in the Garden. Madison Square Garden's going to be alive tonight. It's got to be electric. It's going to be a ton of fun to see this game going on right now. And what a series we've had as well. Looking at these guys and how they've played. I mean, we all know what we saw yesterday. Edmonton is going to advance against that Dallas Stars team, but this Florida and Ranger spot is a coin flip. They're 2-2 right now in this series. And, neither one of them seems to be able to fire the fatal kill shot here. Both teams are just running and gunners out there. Impressive, some guys that have been phenomenal. Carter Verhaeghe's been standing on his dick. Reinhardt's a guy that's been standing on his dick. Then you look at Vincent Trocheck. He's been firing out there like crazy. And then there's Lafreniere as well. There's another guy, Sammy Bennett's kind of been a little non-existent, but certainly capable of making an attack as well. Not to minimize the performance out of Shesterkin standing on his dick out there. Bobrovsky's been doing well, but Shesterkin seems to be the guy that's just taken. You look at expected high-risk opportunities. The Florida Panthers are running amok right now when it comes to those high-risk scoring chances. They're almost 4-1, the average Florida Panthers versus the New York Rangers, yet Shesterkin's been able to kind of keep them in the series and keep it rolling. Do you think it continues tonight, C-Mac?
He's been really good. I think so. I don't know how much. Both these goalies, though, have been really, really good. Watching, though, all these games, I think the Panthers are the better team here, Mikey. They've controlled the puck for most of these games. If you like the Rangers, I'd want them quick, right? I mean, just strike maybe early. But that whole third period, last game, they were just hanging on everything. The defense isn't there. They just kind of have to drop back. Shesterkin's got to stand on his head, then maybe an odd man rush for a goal. But there's not a crazy – when I went back to last game too, it's like I want the Panthers, but no way I was going to lay 1.5. And that game was tight. It went to OT. Panthers finally got one, and the Rangers got the first 2. So it's just tough, which really beat everything to this under 5.5. But I'm not going to take it here at minus 140. Then you go with the 5 if you want plus money. But there's a 3-2 game right around the corner that happened last time out. So this is just good hockey here in this one. You mentioned Sam Bennett. I think he needs to be bigger. Brendan Montour has been nowhere. We were talking about the other day.
Yeah.
He needs to be better. I think someone like that who hasn't just been seen at all, hasn't hit any points, could be big, and they need him. Adam Fox on the other side has been banged up, hanging in there. This is just good hockey, and I think the Panthers are better. I've said it all year, Mike. They're going back to the Cup and probably winning it. And I think they win here.
I heard somebody saying earlier today, why are the Rangers a dog at home? They've been a fucking dog at home every single game.
Hey, yeah, I know.
Every single game.
I've been on a lot of them. I get if someone's on the Rangers. Sometimes it's like we're gamblers. I don't need to bet on this. Look to some prop if you like. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. I just do I really need, or look at this live. We get so many great angles on the total. We don't need to give something out prior to this game. That's how I feel.
Speaking of the live betting and the strategy to attack it, every single game in the last, I think, 2 weeks, the team that scored first has still let the other team back into the door. So, you still have an opportunity to get. I thought about this last night with that Edmonton spot because the plus numbers on both sides were significant enough that if you had just kept playing the plus on each side of this thing here, you would have made a nice little bankroll because they were back and forth. And we're talking like plus.
And we got goals. Like, I don't know if we get goals, though, in this. I don't know. Maybe we do. We finally had, what was it, game 3, where it was the 4-3 game?
Yeah.
Because that other series, I like the over, and I think we've been taking advantage. I have a little bit. The 5.5, then we had the 6 yesterday. I still thought it could get there. Do you like this total at all? Are you going to know?
So somebody that has to handle on it, I'll share with you guys. The total, the line opened up at -115. It's moved to -120 for the Panthers. 49% of the bets and 43% of the cash have bought in on the Panthers. We don't spend a lot of time talking about the cash flow with hockey, but we will. 49 and 43%. The Panthers total started at 5.5. It's got 80% of the bets and 74% of the cash on the over. They're shading this thing big time to the under. The 5.5, if you take the over 5.5, it's plus 122 right now is the best number that's out there on the market. All that money coming in on them. And does this feel to me like it could be a 2-2 overtime type of game with a late score by somebody to push them into the final? Yeah, it does. That's exactly where I see it. Now, I'll say this, though. The benefit of last call and kind of seeing some of this last-minute line movement here. This thing was sitting at plus 110 when we kicked the show off. It's now back to plus 108 for this New York Rangers team. So there is a little bit of late buyback on the Rangers. I'm on the Rangers in this game. I think that the home ice advantage for these guys in the Garden is going to be enough for them to kind of. I think we probably see 7 as well. I think this is not just a lock it down and drag it out type of series, but there's 2 player props I'm on. And thus far, none of them have to. I will be in on the get a goal scored out there. Go follow me on X. You guys, I got a little contest we're running there. Win Mikey's money and go out there.
Oh, yeah? You got one tonight?
Oh, yeah. We're running it back. We got the live stream tonight. We're going to get out there and try to give away some cash. For the first goal score, you got to put the comments on the X post out there. Who do you think's going to score? If it's a tie, then we'll do a little horse race or a greyhound. We'll do a greyhound race to be different and separate all those that had that particular goal scorer. But the 2 guys that I'm looking at before I even get into goal scorers for later on tonight. I mentioned it on the hop. Lafreniere, over 2.5 shots on goal is plus 104. Most bet player prop for game 5 against the Panthers as far as shots on goal. He's gotten 3, 1, 6, and then 3 of the 4 games of this series already. So he's crazy. Shooting, he's scoring. You know that they're going to want to give it back to him to keep him rolling. It's a plus money shot. And then on the other side of things, I talked about this guy as well. Carter Verhaeghe, over 3.5 shots on goal is plus 115. 59 shots in 15 games this post.
I was on his goal last game, right? And the shots on goal.
I'll probably end up with both those guys as goal scorers as well, but at least for now, official plays for me, over 3.5 shots for Verhaeghe at plus 115. Lafreniere at over 2.5 shots at plus 104, and the Rangers at it's now plus 108. So, all good stuff there in the NHL. Should be a fun game.
Our guy, Paco Healy, 30th anniversary for the Rangers. I mean, MSG should be going wild today. 1994 with Messier. So in this, I might have something small because, like, if there's goals, I'm thinking live, maybe to then hit the under. If there is some maybe goals early here, Mikey, but I might have something small because I love the under so much. Just I'll take Panthers and under. You know me, I don't parlay. I'm not the parlay king over here, but I might have a small bet here. Panthers and under.
Well, our guy Subhuman Gacho, the subhuman hockey play of the day, was the was it no goals in the first 10 minutes, I believe, is what he had out there. So
no goals. A gokester. That's a gokester. He always plays those no goals first 10 minutes. Goals. Our guy Gogi. Shout out,
What you talking about, let's move on. Let's go to the association. Invented in Canada, perfected in America, as most things are. The NBA, the Dallas Mavericks, the Minnesota Timberwolves here. C-Mac, that's a big game ahead of us here. And look, it's getting serious here. Dallas has done a fine job of putting their boots squarely to the ass cheeks of this Minnesota Timberwolves team, with the exception of that last game. We look at these cash flow. I'll kind of get into some of these splits early. We still see some 71% of the bets and 66% of the cash on the Dallas Mavericks. And it's moved. It's gone from +4 to a +5. We look at the total. It's got 82% of the bets, 90% of the cash on this over. over 210. Really hasn't moved. I mean, I guess there's a 209.5 out there. I wouldn't really consider that to be reverse movement as much, but I mean, I guess technically in the essence of what reverse movement is, it is half a point. 82% of the bets and 90% of the cash on the over. Our guy Juggler 23 says in games between two teams with 60% plus winning percentage, home teams favored in the -4.5 to -9.5 range are 126 and 43 straight up, and 105 and 64 against the spread. 62% run. I'll start off the hop by saying that I told you guys they're not going to give two Dallas teams championships. Only one can advance, and I already told you it ain't going to be the Dallas Stars. It kind of handcuffs me when you look at it from that regard, because I am on the Dallas Mavericks +5 in this game for a couple of reasons too. I think the player personnel, I think there's more star power. The league can do a better job with Dallas moving forward. Not to put the tinfoil hat on this thing, but 116-107, they got murked in Dallas, and they lost both games at home, 109-108, 108-105. Finally here, we're going back to these numbers that were originally up in Minnesota, and they were losing outright in these spots. So Kelsey says Wolves by 9. We already heard from our guy, Joe T, that gave us the Timberwolves first quarter -1.5. C-Mac, this is a big game. It's a big spot tonight. I said this on the hop of the show. Maybe the last time that we've got both NHL playoffs and NBA playoffs in the same night tonight. So it's going to be a big live show to get her done. Let me give you some spots that I took here from a player perspective. First player prop that I jumped on, I went Anthony Edwards, and I took his under 28.5 points. I don't know why the situation is 20. He's only gotten 29 points one time in his last 7 games. Give me his under. Also, correlated to his under, I like his assist number. I've got his assist over 6.5. So the Edwards under 28.5 points is -120. It's starting to steam down, though. They're starting to see 27.5s in the market. So you got to get it while it's hot. I looked at Edwards over 6.5 assists. To me, you look at this guy again. Here's where I said I don't think these numbers. Something going on with these numbers. 8, 7, 9, and 9 in the last 4 Western Conference Final games for Edwards, and he's got a 6.5 at -110. The challenge is they're talking about potentially being on a restricted minutes type account there if he's not fully healthy. But I'm not buying. He's got 7 or more assists in 5 straight games. 8.5 was the number. I think they're kind of trying to shade it and showing you that they're concerned he's not going to play a full minutes count there. The other side of things, the last player prop that I jumped on is Lively. Over 6.5 rebounds is +106.
Is he a go?
From last I could see, he was questionable. I could see he's questionable, but I took it, and here's why I took it. If he doesn't go, they're going to refund my money. If he does go, they're going to move his number to 7.5 or 8.5. So how could I lose by taking the 6.5 at +106 right now? Unless he gets injured in the first quarter and fucking comes out of there, takes another knee to the head or something. Rebounding games so far, 9, 11, 15, and 10 prior to his injury and taking that knee to the head. And we saw that he was lighting the world on fire up until they injured him and took him out of that game. 3 props that I jumped in on. We cashed that Luka triple-double last time out. Beautiful +350. I see Saturated says, I'm fading Rudy. Rebounds under 12.5 for patient 0. And then Saturated says he likes Luka's triple-double again at +350. What do you think about this game, C-Mac?
AOD, what's going on? Oh, let's go. Shout out. Got Nathan Cerna, coin. Good number, good some stats up in here. Our guy Beavis, Juggler. That was a pretty good one. The 4.5 to 9.5. I saw that. Yeah. A lot earlier today. 61 against the spread. But the Mavs have been good on the road, 6-1, and off a loss 4-0. Someone put in there. So there's kind of some conflicting numbers if you just want to look to the Mavs. If you're going off all those the last few years, and the Mavs just this playoff run. And maybe this is big. One thing with the T-Wolves is when they've beaten these teams this year, they've covered the number. You know, they like when they've actually beat up the Suns and the Nuggets, they covered in those games. Now, they just won by 5 there in Dallas, but, you know, they were small dogs. I think this could be tougher tonight. And one problem I've seen with them was the first 3 games. The problem in the second half, Mikey, really the fourth quarter with Kyrie Irving and Luka. They just didn't have an answer and Luka was just off a little bit last game, if he's on and does what he wants, then Dallas covers this game and they're in it. So full game, I look that way. But first half, I'm going with the T-Wolves here. -2.5. I think they get out right in front here. And maybe they win the game, like I was saying. But I think they can get out here right away. I took a -2.5. T-Wolves here early and often. Then I'll look at it live after that. I think under, too. I like this under. Now it's down to 208.5. There are still 209s out here. Never mind, there's the 209.5s. I like kind of the under, the 210. They have to play their defense. They have to at least try to slow it down, do some other things a little bit they did the last game and the first few games, especially early. The Mavs were red hot. Those first 2 games at home, they were just kind of slapped, and they went up and down with them, and they can't do that. I think they've been figuring out a little bit, so I'll take them early here tonight.
Well, for your under sake here, NBA playoffs, top 3 seeds that are home off a win and facing elimination are 0-10 to the under going back to 2019. So you got 5 years of sample inside of there to show that home team off a win, facing elimination, the under shines through. I jumped in on Dallas for this game here. I got the 5. I'm going to take the money line as well.
I get it.
Well, at the end of the day, the 5. What are they playing to cover the fucking spread? No, they're playing to get the chip. But at least if I cover the spread and lose the game, I'm even. +170 and +5 for me are the 2 spots I took here. Playoff games after a close loss with a low total, aka the bounce back situation in the playoffs on a low total. 36-1-3, 13-game winning streak right now. We already heard the numbers about Irving and elimination games as well. He's now 14-1. I'm jumping in here. I think Dallas puts these little boys to bed, tucks them in, gives them a little baba, and then gets ready to go out there and face them Celtics for a big showdown that everyone's been talking about. What feels like for the last fucking 6 months. Everybody's talking about the Mavericks. Everybody's talking about the Celtics. Let's get this fucking game over with so we can get on to the finals.
Man,
you don't agree?
Let's do it. Yeah. I'm not saying nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Now look,
I got a cash. Well, I got a cash first half. Then they could lose. Pretty Mikey. So
all I could think when I heard everybody was saying the Mavs is I was thinking specifically of fucking Razor Sharp Picks buying his Dallas futures tickets there a couple months ago, where he's got Dallas to win the West and Dallas to get the championship. So,
that would be huge because I didn't think they could get it done. But this NBA's watered down there, and we've seen there's just a switch from the older guys to some of these younger teams, the Thunder, the T-Wolves, but a team like the Mavs. And Luka's kind of right in his prime after a lot of these guys, it takes years of losing in the playoffs to get rolling. So it'd be great.
You got to be an accomplished loser before you can be a victor or something to that effect. I don't know. That's my pro.
Yeah, they got all those things. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't win unless you lose or some shit like that. But
yep.
C-Mac, we're winning tonight, my guy. It's a great card. We got a nice lineup tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully you'll join me over for the live stream here. We're going to have some cocktails and watch the
I'll jump in.
It's the last. I expect it to be the last night that we'll have both pro sports, both the NBA and the NHL kicking at the same time. C-Mac, selfishly, I did not jump into the WNBA tonight, but I do remember our guy saying, I believe, Juggler 23, if you could correct me if I'm wrong here, but it was the Sparks in the Sky, I believe, was the under for the Wise Guy play of the day. I could be way off. Juggler 23, correct me if I'm wrong, my guy. I know it was early in the show that you dropped those numbers out there, and you're running hot, my guy. 7-5 in the WNBA. So,
what was it again?
I thought it was the Spark in the Sky under 162. But does anybody remember?
Spark Sky. Yeah, it's down to 160.5. 161. 160.5. Spark.
I know it's under.
Yeah. Open 164.5. Right around 164. And yeah, it's come down almost 4 points. So if you still like it, get on it.
Get on up. Let's go now, my guy. C-Mac, it's a lot of fun working with you on this Thursday show, and it's going to be a great fun night tonight. So I'll get the links over to you, my guy. But first goal scorer prop. You want to tip your hand? You want to give anybody an indication of who they should be looking at for their first goal scorer tonight? Have you gone that far?
Well, God, I haven't gone that far. Are we gonna have time before the stream?
We will. We will have plenty of time.
All right.
We got a
Join the stream.
7:45 start. So
there you go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I said join the stream. I'll have one.
Storm and Fever under is where I was. I had a 50-50 shot and I picked the wrong one. So the Storm and Fever looks like 167.5 for the WNBA. Thank you, Coin, for bringing that.
Wrong game, Mikey. On the wrong game.
I had a 50-50 shot. I just got the wrong side. I picked heads. It was dead. C-Mac, we will see you in just a little bit. You want to tell them what you got going on, where they can find you? What's happening in the world of making a Mac Daddy out there?
Yeah, check me out. Connor Mac Picks on Twitter/X. Trying to say that now. People still give you shit. Why do you even say that? Whatever. It's one of Twitter. But I'll be on Sunday with Jose. And yeah, one of these days, my guy Spinny Penny Bomb, shout out to him. He's in Vegas. I'm going to go kick it with my guy, Raging. Nice, party at the Luxor probably tomorrow. Well, so shout out to my dude, Spinny Penny Bombs.
You got to make sure he doesn't climb any fences. He's a fence climber. I didn't know that.
Wow.
I didn't know that until.
Well, he's young. Yeah.
Apparently, he's a habitual fence climber, though. It's not like it was just a random.
Habitual. I like it.
He's a habitual fence climber. So shout out to you guys, man. I hope you have a great time with it. And shout out to our chat 29. Jeffy D, Paco Healy, Nathan Cerna, Mitch Marber in the house, Coin, Tarek B, Beavis Rogers out there, Kelsey Wu Rizza getting her done, Jay Peasy, Subhuman Gaucho, Robert Dixon, Rick J. I'd give all you guys a shout out, man. Stephen Hairston, fuck it, why not? Doug, let's go, Saturated, the gang, Troy Torrance in the house. You obviously know our guy. He's got that database. George Wood, AOD. Let's go, you guys. Juggler 23 bringing in them tidbits and nuggets, all that good stuff out there. Nasty Nate, a.k.a. Mr. Trifecta, the mechanic as well. Guys got more wrenches than a mechanic out there. Appreciate everybody, guys. Good luck with your bets and get that cash. Stay popping, baby.
Peace.